you must immediately forget everything you have ever heard or read about interstellar comets. The object, codenamed 3AI Atlas, is something else entirely, a phenomenon that defies categorization. Leaked images, obtained from an anonymous whistleblower deep within NASA and now circulating in the darkest, most hidden corners of the web, reveal a celestial body whose trajectory through our solar system is so terrifyingly precise, so impeccably calibrated, that it is causing even the most stoic astronomers to lose sleep. Subsequent analysis of the data, conducted by independent experts, only confirm their worst fears and darkest suspicions. The probability of such a trajectory occurring naturally, by sheer chance, is not just small, it is virtually zero. This thing, this object, behaves as if it has a specific, conscious purpose. And now, we will show you in detail why its impending journey past our planets is making even the most hardened and skeptical scientists turn pale with a mixture of awe and dread. This is by no means a random encounter. It's ironic when you really think about it. We spend billions of dollars and countless man-hours in a desperate search for the slightest sign of intelligent life beyond Earth. And then, out of nowhere, something like 3AI Atlas appears, and by its very existence, knocks the ground out from under everything we thought we knew about the universe. This is not just another lifeless cosmic rock hurtling through the void. Before us is a 7-billion-year-old relic, a witness to an era before our own sun had even begun to form. And it behaves in a way that has scientists scratching their heads in bewilderment and, in some cases, according to leaked comments, looking visibly and profoundly shaken. This entire, incredible story begins with a leak. An informant working directly within NASA evidently decided that the public has an undeniable right to know about the strange and enigmatic visitor that is quietly and stealthily navigating through our cosmic neighborhood. The leaked images, meticulously processed through the most advanced artificial intelligence systems and subjected to deep analysis, painted a picture that looks less like the chaotic motion of a random comet and more like a scrupulously planned reconnaissance mission. The most astonishing and shocking revelation was its trajectory. 3AI Atlas is following a path that will bring it incredibly close, not to one, not to two, but to 3 planets in our solar system, Mars, Venus, and Jupiter, during the years 2025 and 2026. This interstellar object will execute a whole series of complex planetary flybys, so surgically precise, so perfectly timed, that they perfectly mirror the gravitational assist maneuvers that NASA and other space agencies use to send their own research probes to the distant outer reaches of the solar system. Think about it this way. For an automated probe to conserve precious fuel and gain colossal speed, mission planners at NASA chart a highly complex course that uses a planet's gravity as a giant cosmic slingshot. It's an incredibly complex game of cosmic billiards, where the planets are the balls. And to get it right requires an unimaginable, otherworldly level of precision. Now, imagine an object from an entirely different star system, having traveled for millions, perhaps billions of years, through the frozen void of space, arriving in our system and effortlessly pulling off a similar maneuver, all by itself. The statistical odds of such an event happening by chance, according to the astronomers who personally crunched the numbers, are astronomically small. It's like throwing a baseball from New York and having it land perfectly in a tiny teacup in London after first banking off 3 different moving airplanes. But the cascade of oddities doesn't end there. 3AI Atlas has a dust tail, which is generally normal for a comet. What is absolutely abnormal is that its dust tail is stubbornly pointed towards the sun, not away from it. This observation fundamentally contradicts all known laws of physics, as the solar wind and light pressure should be powerfully pushing the tail away from the star. This staggering detail has left astronomers completely stumped, forcing them to frantically search for any plausible explanation. Could this object be composed of some exotic, scientifically unknown material we have never seen before? Or is something else entirely happening here? Something far beyond our current comprehension? The object itself is a true giant, with preliminary estimates putting its diameter at up to 5.6 kilometers, which is about 3.5 miles. That's larger than many mountains on Earth, and it is hurtling through space at a velocity that is difficult for the human mind to grasp. As it draws nearer, it will be studied by our most powerful telescopes, including the flagship of modern astronomy, the James Webb Space Telescope. But here is the main catch: a true cosmic mockery. At its brightest, most crucial, and decisive moment, when it is closest to the sun, it will be completely hidden from our view, securely concealed within the blinding solar glare. It's a cosmic vanishing act that could not have been more perfectly orchestrated, even if someone had intentionally planned it. A simple coincidence? Or is something being purposefully hidden from us? The silence from the world's military and defense organizations, such as the United States Space Command, is deafening. With their most sophisticated and classified tracking systems at their disposal, they are undoubtedly monitoring 3AI Atlas with intense focus. Some analysts speculate that they may be using this event as a real-world drill, a unique chance to test their response systems to a potential interstellar threat or contact. The implications of all this are simply staggering. If this mysterious object is not what it appears to be, then we may be standing on the threshold of the greatest paradigm shift in all of human history. What incredible secrets will this ancient wanderer reveal when it awakens from its infinitely long journey? This is something more than a comet. When the first, still blurry images of 3AI Atlas were captured by the Vera C. Rubin Observatory, it was initially cataloged as just another interesting, albeit extremely distant object. But as more data poured in and artificial intelligence systems delved deeper into the analysis, a disturbing pattern of inexplicable oddities began to emerge. This was no ordinary comet. In fact, it was displaying characteristics never before seen in any interstellar visitor. It was like a ghost in the machine. An anomaly in the data stream pointing to something far more profound and significant than a simple, frozen chunk of ice and rock. One of the most puzzling aspects of 3AI Atlas is its complete lack of outgassing. Typically, as a comet approaches the sun, the ice on its surface begins to heat up and sublimate, turning into gas. This process forms a glowing coma, a cloud around the nucleus, and a highly visible tail. But 3AI Atlas remains ominously silent. It is not releasing gas as any normal comet should, which has led some scientists to seriously question whether it is a comet at all. This startling lack of activity appears even stranger when considering its colossal size. A body of this scale should be putting on a truly spectacular light show as it nears the sun, but instead, it seems as if it's doing everything in its power to remain unnoticed, flying in stealth mode. This isn't the first interstellar object to defy simple and clear explanations. Remember Oumuamua? It was the very first interstellar visitor we ever detected, and it was a complete, impenetrable mystery. Cigar-shaped, it was tumbling end over end and inexplicably accelerating away from the sun, as if it had some kind of internal propulsion system. Then came Borisov, the second interstellar guest, which was a bit more like a traditional comet but also had its own peculiarities. Now, we have 3AI Atlas, and it seems to be continuing this unsettling chain of unexplained anomalies. It's as if each new visitor is another, even more complex piece of a giant puzzle that we are currently utterly incapable of understanding. The artificial intelligence that has been tirelessly crunching the numbers on 3AI Atlas has definitively flagged it as a statistical impossibility. The combination of its immense size, The total lack of outgassing, the strange, sunward pointing dust tail, and its incredibly precise, seemingly intelligent trajectory all add up to something that simply does not fit into our current models of the universe. It's like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, and the more we learn, the less sense it all makes. Scientists are now pinning their last hopes on the upcoming observations from a whole fleet of our most advanced instruments. The James Webb Space Telescope, the TESS exoplanet hunting satellite, and the Swift Orbital Observatory will all turn their sensitive gazes towards 3AI Atlas, desperately trying to unravel its secrets. One of the key parameters they will be looking for is the deuterium to hydrogen ratio in its hypothetical composition. This could provide vital clues about where it came from and how it was formed. But even with all this powerful technology, there remains a nagging feeling that we are dealing with something that is fundamentally beyond our current comprehension. The thought is a sobering one. We, as a species, have been looking at the stars with true scientific understanding for only a tiny, insignificant fraction of our existence. And now we are faced with a visitor that may be older than our own solar system, a silent messenger from a time and place we can only dream of. The ghost in the machine is calling, and we are only just beginning to understand the language it speaks. Is it possible that this object is a relic of a long-vanished ancient civilization? The anticipation for the final act is building. A vast cosmic mystery is about to unfold, and the main act of this performance is scheduled for October 29th, 2025. On that specific day, the strange object named 3AI Atlas will make its closest possible approach to the Sun. This special moment in astronomy is called perihelion. It is then that the solar heat will reach its absolute maximum, literally searing the object's surface. The Sun's gravitational pull will also be tugging at it with an unimaginable titanic force. This is our best, and perhaps only, chance to find out what 3AI Atlas is truly made of. But there is one enormous, almost colossal problem. On that very day, we will not be able to see it at all. You see, in a plot twist that seems almost sinisterly planned, 3AI Atlas will be positioned directly behind the Sun from our vantage point. From Earth, the sunlight is so blindingly bright that its glare will completely obscure our view. This is an incredibly frustrating, almost taunting situation for scientists around the world who have been eagerly awaiting this day. Imagine getting a front-row ticket to the most amazing movie ever made, only to find when you get to the theater that your seat is stuck behind a massive pillar. You know something incredible is happening on screen, but you simply cannot see it. That is exactly what it will be like for every single telescope on our planet. Fortunately, all is not lost. Although our ground-based telescopes and even Webb will be blinded, we have other eyes in the sky. NASA has a mission called Stereo, which uses two special spacecraft. One of them flies ahead of Earth in its orbit around the Sun, and the other trails behind. This positioning allows them to see areas of space that are inaccessible to us, including the very region behind the Sun. These robotic scouts will have ringside seats and may be able to peek at 3AI Atlas as it undergoes its close and perilous rendezvous with our star. Scientists worldwide will be glued to their screens, waiting for any, even the smallest, scraps of information from these spacecraft. They will be desperately hoping to see any changes in the object's behavior or structure. There are several possible scenarios for what might happen. The first, most mundane one, 3AI Atlas could simply disintegrate. The solar heat and gravity might prove too much for it, and it will break apart into numerous smaller fragments. If this happens, it would suggest that it was likely just a very strange, but ultimately ordinary and fragile comet. The second option, it finally begins to actively eject gas and dust, which in turn will tell us about its chemical composition. But there is a third, most bizarre and unsettling scenario. What if nothing happens at all? What if it simply glides past the sun, completely unscathed and unchanged? That would mean it's made of something incredibly durable, something that is not just ice and rock. You can't help but wonder, if this is all just one big cosmic coincidence, why does everything seem so convenient? It's like a classic magic trick. The magician makes you watch one hand while the other performs the real trick out of your sight. Are we currently missing the huge, most important detail? Perhaps this object is hiding from us on purpose. Think about it simply. If you want to do something without anyone seeing, you wait for a moment when no one is looking. Is it really so crazy to think that the same simple idea could apply in the vastness of space? We are talking about an object that is already breaking our conventional rules for how things are supposed to move and behave. Is it really such a great leap of logic to assume it might have other, even more astonishing surprises in store? The simple yet uncomfortable truth is that we just don't know. And that's precisely what makes this whole story both thrilling and a little terrifying. We are on the verge of a discovery that could change how we see everything. Will we learn that we are not alone in the universe? Or will we find out that we've just worked ourselves into a frenzy over a very, very strange-looking space rock? The answer is out there, and for a short but eternal moment, it will be hiding behind the sun. When 3AI Atlas finally emerges from behind the blinding light of our star, it will be the moment of truth. Will it be the same enigmatic, silent object that entered our view, or will it have transformed into something entirely new? The entire world will be watching, holding its breath, waiting for the final piece of this incredible cosmic puzzle. Whatever happens, one thing is for certain. We will never look at the night sky the same way again. We are left with more questions than answers. Is 3AI Atlas a unique natural phenomenon? A 1 in a billion fluke of cosmic mechanics? Or is it something more? A harbinger of a new, uncharted chapter in human history? The truth is approaching, and it's moving very fast. What do you think is really happening? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to stay updated on this incredible and fateful story, don't